brighten up those dark mornings. Wheeler, Ollie, and Lecter. Mornings at the Cabin.
Morning, everybody. It's Ollie with you. It's a Thursday morning, and it's the morning after trivia night. And what the morning after trivia night means is there's nobody else to be found. Because they're all sulking. I think Jesse's team finished 6th in trivia last night. 6th place. I don't know that they've ever sunk that low before. I can only imagine the chaos, the cacophony, the calamity, the catastrophe, as they only managed to finish in 6th place. And so it's just me this morning. It's 7 o'clock, November the 28th. 1 minute past 7, -8 outside. It's actually rather nice. Might need to do a little bit of scrapage on the old vehicle if you haven't remote started it. And it's -8, so frankly you shouldn't be remote starting it. But yes, just me. Maybe I can hear footsteps in the background over there. I have the feeling Lecter may come along and join me. I don't know what part he played in last night's trivia calamity. The only reason I know anything about this is a message from Jesse saying, yep, I'll just take the morning off this morning. 6th place. Goodness me. Up! And there is Lecter right now with a knowing look on his face. I'm sure we'll dissect the full tragedy a little later on. We'll probably come up with a Christmas music panel for you as well, so that we can analyze exactly what should be on the Cabin Radio Christmas playlist. Maybe we'll tell you a story or two about cute puppies. And in general, we'll just relax, because it's almost the end of the week. It's almost Christmas. I've checked out. I don't know about you. I checked out probably about 2 weeks ago now. Last 6 weeks or so of this year, I am just cruising to the finish line. And I don't care what place I finish. 6th place? I'll take that. Morning.
Mornings at the Cabin, the podcast.
Welcome along to the Wednesday Night Trivia post-game show. And let's get into this immediately, because I note the absence of Mr. Wheeler entirely from the room. I do know that the team finished in 6th place, which I think may be a record low finish since I arrived in Yellowknife for that team. What went wrong?
I think it's tied, actually, for our already previously lowest record also this season. It's been a rough go. I don't know what's going on with our team this year, but honestly, it was and I feel like the competition has gotten better.
Oh,
and
okay.
we're just kind of watered down, you know, because we had finished with a 75 out of 100, which is like not terrible. You're not expecting to win with a 75, but you're thinking maybe like a top 5 finish. No, 6th place. We were lucky to be in 6th place. And and then I got the message from Jesse, or we got the message from Jesse, I don't know, about 20 minutes later. I was like, oof, yeah, that hit him hard.
Do we need to look at replacing the coach? Because
Is he the coach?
What you immediately turn to, I don't know who's the coach.
I don't think we have a coach.
Do we need? Well, that could be the issue.
That may be the problem.
Because Mike Babcock's free. Now, I have read some stuff recently. I've read some stuff. I mean, I don't know. I mean, Lecter, if you were to rank the team in terms of work ethic, highest to lowest.
Okay.
How would you do that?
Well,
I've heard this is a motivational tactic. I've heard it goes down really well.
Yeah. So, being the one confronted with having to put together this list, I naturally have to put myself in the laziest spot, of course.
Yeah. I mean, that's very Canadian of you.
There's
safest,
always room for improvement.
It's the safest route, isn't it?
You got to look inward before you look outward.
If your coach asks you who's the laziest player on the team, and he's got to publish the list to everybody else, the safest bet is to say, me.
I could tell you this much, and I don't think it will be questioned. Jesse Wheeler is the hardest working player on our trivia team.
He genuinely is.
Without question.
The passion and dedication that man displays to that trivial activity, and I use that in its most literal sense, is remarkable.
It is. And that's why I was not surprised at all to receive the message today. Like, when we lose, he takes it hard. When we get pounded, it demoralizes the guy.
I imagine him returning and having sort of, I don't know, out back in the yard or something, a small temple that he has built of solitude.
Yes.
To which he retires in these moments of strife, and will just sit there in some sort of yen? That's a Japanese currency. Zen pose. Jesse and
what
all
is
his
a yen pose?
All his yen. He's big in Japan. God, he's very big in Japan. No, his Zen pose. Just trying to recover some of that inner peace and tranquility
Yeah.
after something like that. I mean, what happened? Did you have a bad music round?
Oh, we had terrible music rounds. That's what lost us the game. 12 out of 20 on the first one, 10 out of 20 on the second one.
Wow.
Yeah.
What was K-Mac spinning this week? Must have been a whole bunch of 80s. I wasn't there.
There was a couple. There's always one or two tracks in there where we're like, oh, Ollie would have got that. You'll be happy, proud of me, though. I did get the English beat.
Oh, well done.
I got the song title wrong.
What, was it Save It for Later?
Save it for later.
Yeah.
I called it Sooner or Later.
Yeah.
It's the chorus.
I mean, at least you got the English beat
I got
right.
the English beat.
The French drums. Yeah, close enough, Scott.
Yeah, so Jesse's taking some time. I think he's reflecting this morning, trying to figure out where we go from here. Because I tell you, it's been a tough season. Nicole says I'm not allowed to go anymore.
Really?
This team's falling apart.
What? And you're not allowed to go? What? She just wants to bury that team.
She's like, first of all, you never win. You only have one free steak in your pocket. We need two. Second of all, you're the laziest player on the team.
Well, apparently so, yeah. Thanks, Mitch. All right. The debrief, the post-mortem continues. Jesse Wheeler will be back on Mornings at the Cabin in the new year.
Cabin Radio's morning show podcast. All the best chat, none of the embarrassing mistakes.
Lecter and Ollie with you. Donald J. Trump on Twitter. Now, nobody likes to dwell on that particular little cesspit of the internet. He has posted just a photoshopped image of himself, his face, on, I mean, I don't even know, like, is that like a Rocky promo shot or something? I can't even tell what it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
Basically, like a body that Donald Trump does not possess of a boxer is underneath him, and then Donald Trump's face on the top. Now, what do we do about this? You know, that's got 600,000 likes. I figured maybe what we need to do about this is we need to find some way to stop him from logging in for 6 months. Because that's what Twitter, if you heard about this in the newscast, Twitter is clearing out. It's clearing house.
Oh.
And it's getting rid of any account that you haven't signed into for 6 months.
Oh, no.
It's just gonna kill him.
When is the execution date?
The execution date was going to be a week or two from now.
I don't know why I feel like concerned because I never use Twitter, but I am.
Have you logged in? You
Have I logged
famously
in the last 6 months?
You famously have this Twitter account which has just distributed occasional one-liners at a glacial pace in a sort of bid to set out your comedy credentials, and they're very good one-liners.
Ironically, hot takes considering the glacial pace.
Yes, hot takes at a glacial pace. There's your slogan right there. Hire Scott Leckerman for your next party. You get like one joke an hour.
I'll just sit there.
Walk
and
up to the
drink for rest of
microphone.
it. Yeah.
Is this thing on?
You all stink. And sit down.
Back in an hour. I miss the Scott Leckerman Twitter account. You cannot have logged in.
Bring it back.
You can't have logged in for the past half a year.
Well, we talked about it probably like 6 months ago. It feels like just yesterday, but we talked about, you went down some of my most recent tweets, which were from like a year and a half ago.
Yeah, I'm looking now. The last thing you did was retweet a Winnipeg Jets tweet about Las Vegas from November the 10th, 2017.
Oh, no.
Okay,
well, I got to log back in.
But then, there's just, I love it. I like some of it is sports commentary.
Yes.
So we have April the 18th, 2017 from Scott Leckerman. This is at Lecter, Lekter, if you'd like to join in the fun. Hot takes at a glacial pace. Dear NHL linesman, in case you're unaware, every center is cheating on every draw. Your lectures change nothing. Please just drop the puck.
Don't worry, Grapes. I got you. I'll yell at the linesman till the cows come home.
1, yes, this is a banana in my pocket. 2, I'm relatively indifferent towards seeing you.
I was proud of that one.
March the 20th, 2017. That got 6 retweets.
That was pretty good.
11 likes and a response.
Hey-o. What was the response?
The response was from someone named Francis and is a GIF from a TV show I do not immediately recognize.
Thanks, Francis.
Yeah. I think you are prime material in Twitter sites when they say they're going to get rid of people who have not logged in for 6 months.
Yeah. I am in grave danger. Okay. Well, I'm going to log in right now. Okay. Donald Trump has inspired me to get back on my Twitter.
What can you do? I had to go and rescue an account. I got an email saying you need to go and log into this account, otherwise we're going to delete it.
Oh, really?
It was an account I had not logged into for 11 years.
What account was it? Was it a ghost account?
No, it was an account that used to be... I had a blog back in the old days.
Oh, okay.
That two friends and I contributed to.
Uh-huh.
And this was... Excuse me, this was shortlisted, I think you'll find, for The Guardian newspaper's Best British Blog 2004.
Really?
No less.
Wow.
Yeah, because there were like 3 blogs at that time.
Oh, wow.
And this blog...
Let me guess. Can I guess?
Go for it.
Toby, business blog of the 2000s.
No, that was the one before it. So my little cartoon comic strip of Toby was my blog before that. I had a GeoCities account. Remember them?
No.
Were you around for GeoCities? GeoCities were like the precursor to blogs. You could have your own little website and like build. They helped you build basic web pages. It was like mid 1990s. Having a GeoCities account was like where you put your stuff on the internet.
I don't think I had the internet yet, so...
Okay, there you go. Probably not then.
Yeah.
Now, if you didn't have the internet, that was something of a barrier to entry for the whole GeoCities phenomenon.
Somewhat, yeah.
Yeah. So I had my little comic strip on there. But then after that, I had a blog. I think it was Movable Type was the place you could go for it. I think that became WordPress. Can't remember. Anyway, very nerdy stuff. But I had this blog. And it's called Diorama. Like diorama. But for days. Yeah. Diorama.
Okay.
And
I don't quite get it, but
it's fair enough. The skit, the gimmick was that we would rate every day on a scale of news.
Okay.
Like as though it was a Richter scale of earthquakes, like on a 1 to 12.
Right.
And so like most days would be like a 4 or a 5 or a 6. But then obvious example, September the 11th would be pushing a 12. Right. So that kind of thing.
Yes.
And we did that and we would analyze each day and we would rate the day. That was the slogan of the website, rate the day.
Huh.
And you could rate the day yourself if you went onto it, and there would be like an average of the pros, us, and an average of like the users, and that would tell you like how important or interesting the day had been.
Okay.
And
where do you think your Richter scale would be sitting right now since the 2016 U.S. presidential election?
Yeah, it would have been... the needle would have jumped a little.
Yeah, would it need some repairs?
But the problem is, like, context-wise, because you got to leave yourself somewhere to go.
Yeah.
Right? Because there's always the potential that there could yet be a more interesting day.
Well, that's right.
So, yeah, goodness only knows how we would have coped over the last few years, because you'd have been like, wow, well, it can't get any crazier than... Oh, no, wait, never mind. All right, so we're going to need a 13, a 14, and a 15 on this 12-point scale.
Well, because around that time, too, up here in Canada, Justin Trudeau kind of really joined in there as well. I think he would have given that Richter scale a few bumps as well, most notably leading up to this last Canadian election.
Well, yeah, and there's also here in the Northwest Territories, I moved up here, and that would have changed everything as well. What? The Mayor Yellowknife wants a splash park? 12?
Okay. So I'm trying to log back into Twitter now.
Oh, don't tell me you can't get back in.
I have no memory of what my password is.
You joined in March 2009, apparently, according to Twitter. What were Lecter's passwords of choice in March 2009? Don't say the same password that you have now. That'd be embarrassing.
Then I won't say anything at all.
You are not a security-conscious member of the production staff.
I'll get it. All
right. You log into Twitter. I'm going to issue you with this Cabin Radio information security bulletin. Oh, you're in?
I'm in.
All right. We're going to get a hot take this morning?
We're going to get a hot take.
We're going to get a hot take. All right. Join us after the news. We're going to listen to the hot take at a glacial pace.
Scenes from the cabin.
What do you have in your hand there? What are you hiding?
Nothing.
All right, look, I don't want drugs here. I don't want any of this. Get your things and get your money and please leave.
I don't do drugs, all right? I stopped doing drugs when I was 14.
What is this? What is this? This is dental floss.
Yeah, so I had all those strawberry seeds, and you shouldn't neglect your gums.
I'm sorry. Please continue.
Thank you. Are you going to watch?
No, I'm going.
Thank you.
It's just that very few people surprise me.
Yeah, well, you're lucky. Most of them shock the hell out of me. You're watching.
I'm going.
Scenes from the cabin.
Know the movie? Submit your guess to mailbox@cabinradio.ca or send us a message on Facebook for your chance to win gift certificates to some awesome Yellowknife restaurants, including the Monkey Tree Pub and Steak Restaurant, the Woodyard Brewhouse and Eatery, Flavor Trader, Copperhouse Eatery and Lounge, or Javaroma. Listen to Cabin Radio every weekday to win, or download the Mornings at the Cabin podcast.
Mornings at the Cabin. Ollie Lecter and the Cabin Radio Puppy Department now joins us. Over to my left is Sarah Price. Good morning, Sarah.
Good morning.
Welcome along. Now, let's start off with you. We're going to get back to Lecter's Twitter account in a moment. He's doing his damnedest to make sure that he doesn't get kicked off the platform by Twitter.
I'm secured now.
He's proved to Twitter that he's not dead.
Alive.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm alive.
It was in doubt, but we've figured it out. All right, we'll come back to that in a second. First of all, let's get an update, a pup date, if you will. Now, first of all, yesterday, Pet Project.
Yes.
We did a little filming with someone who's
Put me to shame.
even stranger than you. How many puppies did this person have?
She had 8.
Whoa.
She was down to 7 by the time we got there. One had already flown out the day prior.
Oh, I thought you were going to say they were off Twitter. You make your own assumptions. What happened there?
That's the euphemism we now use.
They're off Twitter.
They're off Twitter. Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that.
Oh, my
no, it's okay.
condolences.
Yeah,
It
I can't
happened
remember.
while-
I can't remember exactly what she said, but it was something along the lines of like, "What's the difference between like 2 puppies and 8 puppies?" So we'll just take the whole litter because there's no room at the shelter, and every day it seems like another litter of puppies flies in. I don't even know. I don't know if this is normal or not. I haven't been in Yellowknife for past pet projects, so but it seems like there's a huge influx of puppies right now. She said when they were picking up the whole litter of puppies, there's actually another dog like giving birth at the same time as they were
Oh
like,
my God.
picking these puppies up to bring them home.
Good Lord.
So she's got 7 fluffy 5-week-old puppies. I only have 1 foster puppy now, so I don't know how she does it because I get no sleep.
Even that one nearly left Twitter earlier this week, didn't it? I mean, tell us a bit more about Hippo and what he got up to.
Oh, we're telling that story, are we? Gosh.
Yeah, why not?
Very nearly an inactive account over there. So, tell us more.
So my yard is fenced in. It's not a high fence, and there's some snow banked up against one side of it where it kind of intersects with the house.
That
Hippo likes
sounds
trying
tempting for a puppy, yeah?
So if I leave to like take the garbage out or go out into the driveway, I shut the gate behind me, and the puppies are stuck in the yard for a little bit, which I thought was fine.
Right.
But Hippo climbed the snowbank, climbed on top of the fence, and like must have tried to throw himself over the fence to get to me because he just loves me so much. And got wedged in the fence. It was dangling by one leg with his one little leg stuck in the fence. And he was crying, and I ran over and like picked him up, and then the pressure was lifted, so he was happily like sitting on my knee while I was
Happily
standing.
wedged in the fence.
Right, so
Yeah.
the pressure was lifted, but he's still wedged in a fence.
He was still
He's just
very
not
much
dangling.
wedged in the fence. So I was like standing on one leg, and I had my other leg up to kind of hold him on my knee. And I was trying to use my 2 hands to like pry the boards apart, and it was not working. So I had to call Ollie and get him to come and help.
I got a phone call just sitting there on my sofa.
How did you answer the phone?
Well, I answered the phone by saying, "Good evening, snuggled in a blanket, nice and warm at home department. How can I help you?"
I was like, sorry, you're gonna have to get up off that couch.
Yeah, I just you got to come up with these things. But yeah, I was told, forget being snuggled in a blanket and nice and warm. Yeah, I had to drive over and take part in the free Hippo operation.
Yeah.
Which only took a second because with second bare hands, you were able to pull the boards apart even like a millimeter or something, and his leg popped right out. So he was fine.
I'm sure
well,
it felt like a lifetime to Twitter. They're like, this account is hanging
Are we-
in the balance.
Are we deleting
literally.
this or what? Yeah, poor Hippo. Hippo immediately, like, back inside, you gingerly put him down. You're like, what's his back leg going to be like? Because it was kind of like, it was at an awkward angle for quite a while back.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, is he going to be okay? And he limps a little bit. And then Sarah goes over to the food cupboard. Suddenly, we have a full-on injured soccer player scenario. where
jumping up and down on his 2 hind legs.
Miraculous recovery.
That dog pogoed over to the dinner bowl, like on the allegedly injured back leg. Like, look, I'm here, I'm fine, feed me, I'm fine, put me on Twitter, I'm fine. Yeah, Hippo fully recovered. When's Hippo leaving you? Or is he just yours now?
Gosh, I don't know. I have stopped asking
No
when he's
prospects
leaving.
for Hippo.
No, he's on his 3rd application.
Oh.
So people
Wow.
are interested. It just keeps falling through. So hopefully this one. I haven't heard anything in about a week or so. So I will check today when we're back at the animal shelter, getting updates on some other pets and filming.
And you're
Project for tomorrow.
You gonna get a couple more puppies in while you're at the animal shelter?
No. I mean, the people yesterday with the 8 puppies really kind of made me feel guilty, and like maybe I should take in another 5. But
Yeah, they'll do that.
Another 5?
but but I'm going home for Christmas in less than a month, so I should not do that.
Don't let them fool you, Sarah. I really feel strongly as though 8 puppies is a monumental difference from 2 puppies. So just go with your gut on this one, all right?
Part of me feels like 8 puppies is probably not that much different.
You don't
once
think so?
Once you got 2 of them, they're bound to be keeping you up all night, causing chaos, chewing everything.
Right.
If you got 2 of them, you might as well just have 8, because they're just going to do the same thing, just at slightly more levels of magnitude.
When I've looked after kids before, I found after you hit 4 kids, after it didn't really matter how many you had.
No.
It was just, they entertained themselves. You didn't know how many were even in the house. You're like, okay.
Okay. Fair enough. Yeah, I can see
but
that.
1,
I have
2,
heard
3.
twins is like almost, well, someone's going to yell at me for this. I have heard twins is arguably easier than raising a solo child.
Right, because they got somebody to hang out with.
That's right, yeah.
Yeah, if you got
At
8
least
puppies.
Yeah,
keep
they're not
themselves
bothering you.
occupied.
One of those puppies is never going to come over to you and be like, I'm bored.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, with my experience with kids, I don't have the same experience with puppies. Yeah, if you have 1, 2, 3 kids, then you're able to give them more like individual attention. But after that, there's so many of them, they're just off on doing their own thing. So.
Right, yeah.
Just
fair enough.
leave them to their own devices. As long as as many come back at night as you let out the door in the morning, you're doing it right. Welcome to Parenting Advice with Sarah Price.
With 3 childless people.
We just have lots of puppies.
All right, just quickly before we head into some music and the news, let's just take a look at the Lecter Twitter account. You have rescued it. You have tweeted for the first time in more than 2 years. What have you tweeted?
Well, I was just relishing in the sudden freedom that I did not know Twitter afforded its users.
Oh,
how many characters now?
In the last 2 years, they've doubled their character count that you can have. So
My
suddenly,
God.
you've got a whole look at the canvas you now have for your hot takes at a glacial pace.
I thought I was going to be able to go on forever, and then all of a sudden it ended. And then just a quick follow-up tweet after that to reflect on the lack of freedom, or the freedom to a degree, as I called it. And I'm really tempted to retweet this. We were talking about the Donald Trump boxing Photoshop picture earlier.
Yes.
Someone followed up in the replies to that picture with a Photoshop of him on Butterbean's body, which is pretty great.
Okay. We're not going to ruin any of this for you. Head on over to twitter.com/Lecter. He's still alive. He's still tweeting. You don't want to miss it, and you probably won't, because it'll be like another couple of months.
It'll be hard to miss.
The Mornings at the Cabin podcast.
Welcome back. It's Holly and Lecter, now joined by AJ Goodwin. Now, the exciting news we've had this morning is that Twitter is going to shut down all of its inactive accounts. It's just put a little pause on that right now because it forgot about dead people, and it's trying to figure out how to deal with that. But if you haven't logged into your account for 6 months or so, Twitter's thinking about shutting it down. Now, we went through this with Lecter. Lecter has gone in and rescued his. He hadn't tweeted for more than 2 years. Now he's back out there at Lecter, Lekter. Get on there. Hot takes at a glacial pace.
Yep.
That's his little catchphrase. So you can enjoy those. Now, AJ's just come into the room. Turns out, AJ's got an old Twitter account. So old, he hasn't tweeted for 6.5 years. Now, initially, we had a little trouble finding this because you'd forgotten your own handle, hadn't you?
Well, kind of. I was close.
You were close. You reversed it.
Yeah, I reversed
And we were reading through some other guy's tweets, and that guy had views that I would not necessarily ascribe to you in my head, but that turned out to be quite amusing.
Yes.
He was tweeting at Katy Perry a lot.
Which, in hindsight, now that we have read through my Twitter.
Well, now we've read through yours, so we found yours. Andrew Goodwin's Twitter account is at Goodwin Goody. So that's Goody with a Y, Goodwin Goody. It's been there since October 2011. Last tweeted March the 12th, 2013. The day before that, can't wait for that next big Miley Cyrus hit, hashtag Hannah Montana.
You missed a hashtag.
Hashtag said no one ever.
Oh, burn. I'll flip the script on everyone.
Shade
No
at
one
Miley.
saw it coming.
I think doesn't that tweet mark the day that Miley really started to emotionally decline? I think that may have been the one that finally got through to her, you know.
AJ.
I think she had a pretty tough skin till then.
Broke Miley Cyrus's back.
I think that was also like right around the time Wrecking Ball came out.
2013?
Around there. Had to have been.
Wasn't that? Maybe
Maybe
that was
the next
pre.
year.
There was a couple Miley hits that I was a big fan of, admittedly.
So you inspired her. Basically, she saw this and
Maybe.
she was like, my haters inspire me.
I do have a whopping 30 followers, if I'm reading that correctly.
You do.
Absolutely.
You are following 22 people and you have 30 followers, so you're plus 8 in terms of following versus followed. And you've tweeted 7, maybe 8 times ever.
I do distinctly remember my very first tweet because I didn't really understand it very much.
Neither do I.
And and like just Twitter in general. And I remember someone texted me right afterwards. It was like, "That's not how you hashtag."
I can't even on morning show radio really read out what you had tried to hashtag.
But I put the @ symbol instead of the hashtag.
That is the least of the problems with that tweet.
Yeah, I was a big Lululemon fan at that time.
I am so confused. And then above that, Valentine's Day 2013. A boy becomes a man when he can take the luggage off the carousel. Hashtag finally a man.
It was a heavy bag. And I was pretty proud of myself.
So proud that you tweeted for one of only 8 times in your entire life about it.
So I remember that tweet as well. I was with Craig, and he was on Twitter, and I distinctly remember pulling my bag off the carousel, and I turned to him and he went, "I think I have a tweet." And I ran it by him, and he goes, "That's a good one. Throw it up. Throw it on the internet."
Your entire career on Twitter lasted from January the 25th to March the 12th, 2013.
Yeah.
And then you're like, "Yeah, I'm done with this. No good can come."
I don't even know the password. I couldn't even log in if I tried.
Well, you are dead to Twitter.
Yeah, I'm an at-risk account for sure.
You are an at-risk account. Okay, so Goodwin Goody looks like it may not be coming back to life. And, you take a look at it and you tell me if that's a bad thing. And then Ad Lector we have now restored. So I'm excited to say that twice a year you will receive something vaguely comedic. Now, before we go, have we got time for a little Christmas music panel
I think we do, yeah.
We got a little bit of time. Okay,
yeah.
Excellent. So let's, I'm going to put your little fader up here, so we're good to go when you are. Now, you have selected for us an intriguingly named entry for the Christmas music panel this morning. This is where we decide what to put on the Cabin Radio Christmas playlist. Here is the latest entry. Tell us more.
So, this is Satan's Pilgrims with their take on Feliz Navidad. So actually, we're going to play 2 Satan's Pilgrim songs because this one we're not going to throw up on the Mornings at the Cabin Facebook page. We're going to throw up a different Satan's Pilgrim song.
Okay.
But this one is just kind of delightful. Just gives you a little taste of where Satan's Pilgrims is at.
Bit of an honorable mention.
That's right, as far as their holiday spirit goes. So this is Satan's Pilgrims' take on Feliz Navidad.
Okay, the name Satan's Pilgrims really throws you off.
Well, the name Feliz Navidad is throwing me off right now.
So we discovered earlier while listening to this, and I'm sure K-Mac is screaming at his radio saying, "This isn't Feliz Navidad, I know this song." It's a song called 96 Tears by a band called Question Mark and the Mysterians. Until now.
Oh,
hey!
There it is.
Satan's Pilgrims, you can never try to predict where they're going to go next.
This is as unpredictable as my Twitter account.
So it pretty much just goes on like, you get a pretty good idea.
So it's an instrumental of Feliz Navidad with an entirely different song at the front of it.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yes.
So that's that.
Okay. So there is Satan's Pilgrims, Feliz Navidad. And this is the one we're going to put up on the Mornings at the Cabin Facebook page. Give it a listen. Give it a ho, 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 or a no, no, no. You know how the Cabin Radio Christmas music panel works now. Satan's Pilgrims with green sleeves. Little more Christmassy, right off the bat.
I mean, a little. It's still
like California Christmas.
Yeah. A surf rock Christmas.
Ooh.
Huh?
Catching the gnarly waves of the Christmas spirit.
Right. I like it.
There's no vocals? All instrumental?
I think it's just instrumental, yeah.
I've actually done a bit of reading up on Satan's Pilgrims.
Oh, have you?
Yeah. They were formed in 1992 during a series of house parties in Portland, Oregon, which I think is entirely in keeping with what we're listening to.
That tracks, yep.
Yep. They play in matching outfits with vampire capes at every show.
Got it.
There was apparently a legendary show in Slovenia. There is no more information. It just says there was a legendary show in Slovenia.
Say no more.
November 2000 marked the beginning of a hiatus as drummer Ted Pilgrim moved to Memphis.
Ted.
You think that's his real name?
Who knows? Apparently, they began writing songs again in the late 1990s. They reunited in 2005 fully, and this is their first Christmas album.
Wow.
Finally.
28 years later.
The
Long
people
time
have
coming.
spoken.
Yep. Okay. Well, there you go. I think you get the idea. Satan's Pilgrims, Green Sleeves, little surf rock Christmas music on the Cabin Radio Christmas music panel.
If you can stand to listen to that for an entire month, then go and say ho, ho, ho on the Mornings at the Cabin Facebook page. If you'd rather have your exterior parts nibbled to death by kittens, write no, no, no. That is how the Moose FM? I knew that was going to happen.
Oh,
there it is!
It's been 2 years,
How long
but
is
it
that
finally
now?
happened.
How long is that now? That is 20 months? 20 months of on-air broadcasting, and that has finally happened for the first time.
Wow.
I'm glad I could be here for
You
it.
know what?
Amazing.
You know what? I feel like that does have a chance to get played on Moose FM for the next month. But if you want to hear it on Cabin Radio, you know what to do. Ho, ho, ho. Or no, no. Oh, God, no.
Thanks for listening. Check out more from the show at cabinradio.ca and by following the Mornings at the Cabin Facebook page.